And this is where it's at, folks. The college tournament ends here tonight. For one team, the joy of a lifetime will be achieved. And there's no doubt going to be some incredible action all along the way. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers taking on the Kansas Jayhawks.
Kevin, this is the night where we are going to see some intense basketball. High energy, lay it all out on the line for college hoops. Everything these young players have worked towards their entire life comes down to this exact moment.
And you can bet, Clark, that each and every player here tonight feels the importance of this game like no other in their lives, really. A big key in coming through in a big game like this is how well you can compose yourself. How do you handle the pressure of the big stage? We'll find out soon enough which of these teams has the ability to harness all of that raw energy and focus on getting the job done.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. We've got Hawkins. He's out there with Hill. Decker is out there with Kaminsky. And it's Evans in at the 4.
And with any championship game, you know that every player is going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
Doubled by Sharp. Kaminsky dishes to Hill. For the 3. Another shot. Kaminsky misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And out of bounds as the Badgers gain possession. Kansas on D. It's a 5-point game. Hill kicks to Hawkins. Here's Wade. Can't get it to go. And Kansas the other way now. Now Daniels. Frazier left side. The rebound by Gibson. The Badgers leading by 5. Conley into the lane. Here's Wade. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down. Wade's got his first points of the game.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
The pass to Calderon. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Gibson. And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. They've got Hill. He's out there with Hawkins. And it's Wade in at the center, filling out the middle. Some changes for Kansas. Gaines is checked in, and Lee's subbed in for Daniels. Kansas trails by 9.
And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to lead his high school to the PSAL championship.
Well, Greg, he was a 4-time All-American selection in high school and a unanimous one at that. He's won state titles before, but this is a different animal than high school.
Here's Decker following the basket by Freak. Conley's shot is off.
And not many people know this, but the Badgers do have one college title in their trophy case. Won the tournament back in 1941. A different time back then, but a title nevertheless.
Peyton, he's checked in for Wisconsin. That's tipped, but they get it back. Here's Sharp. And the Jayhawks again can't hit.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And for that 1941 title you mentioned, Greg, for the Badgers, it was actually their first invitation to the college tournament club.
How about that for a first impression?
Yeah, not bad.
Not too bad at all. Prior to their recent run of success, that was their lone bright spot as a program.
And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
Boss, he's checked in for the Jayhawks. Jenkins comes in for Lee. And Wisconsin also making a switch. Evans, he's checked in for Walker. 1:16 left to play in the first half. There's a good screen. And Fisher kicks to Evans. The feed to Fisher. And here's Decker looking for his first basket still in this one. And that one's good from Fisher.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Kansas trails by 8.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports, so it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
Now Hill following the three-point attempt by Freak. Evans passes to Wade. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Passes it to Boss. Feeds it to Freak. The second chance effort. No good. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Wisconsin leads by 8. And we'll see you right back here after the break to start the second half of the college championship game. Right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. We're just about ready to get going with the second half of a historical championship game. For those just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan, pleased to be alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony as we get set to watch how the college basketball season will end.
And not exactly the start they were looking for, but there's still a lot of basketball left. You have to think they'll be mixing things up a little bit in terms of adjustments.
Well, Greg, I tell you what, the hole is deep, and if they want to hoist that trophy at the end of the game, they've got to get more from their star player, Freak. He's got to take over.
Sharp, he's in at point guard. Also Duncan out there, and it's Terry in at the 4 slot. And for the Badgers, Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Decker, then it's Kaminsky, and it's Evans in at the power forward position. And for Kansas, Sharp in at point guard. Also Duncan out there, and it's Terry in at the 4 spot. Now here is Hill. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Hawkins. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hawkins has got 9.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Both teams will make substitutions. The Badgers leading by 12. They set the platoon swap here for Kansas. On the wing, Evans. Pass to Hawkins. A 3-ball. Rebounded by the Jayhawks. Sharp. And out of bounds as the Badgers gain possession.
Checking in for the Badgers, Marshall Walker.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. We've got Hawkins, and it's Evans in at the 4. Hawkins kicks to Walker. Beyond the arc. They get it back. Wade gets the bucket. And Wisconsin leads by 6.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Now Wade following the three-point attempt by Freak. Hawkins can't get that one to fall.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
This game's still very much up in the air. I mean, this is where you start to separate the men from the boys and where heroes are born.
And one team looking to ice the win, the other hoping to force OT. I think right now you lean on your stars and get the ball to Freak every chance you get to try and come away here with the title.
Kicks it to Decker. 1:57 left here in the second half. Hawkins shot good.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
The tough D kept them from crossing half court in time. 10-second violation. Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
And he finishes nicely on the layup. And it's a 10-point Badger lead.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Now Duncan following the three-point attempt by Freak. Duncan dishes to Terry. Just 5 to shoot. And the Jayhawks again can't hit. The Badgers leading by 10.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Badgers.
Good point, Steve. And Clark, they had to battle.
Don't be
for this
afraid to
one.
make
There
the
were
extra
times when it
pass.
looked like
If it's
it was
open, take
maybe
it.
slipping
Freak.
away a bit, but
You
I
got the
never
look.
let that happen, which I
Take
thought was
the
a real
shot.
credit to 'em.
I like their fortitude, their toughness, particularly in terms of dealing with adversity. Anytime things didn't go their way, they just put their nose down and stayed with it. And because of that, they were able to pull away.
A platoon swap here for Kansas. Here's Daniels. Good. And the nice assist for Williams. Sharp. Look at that shot!